We begin today's wrestling news and rumors video with some noteworthy news regarding Vince McMahon, who, as most of you are all likely well aware, shockingly stepped down and retired from WWE recently. Now, while Vince had stepped down and retired, he was still apparently listed on the internal WWE talent roster following his supposed retirement. However, it has been revealed that Vince McMahon has reportedly been removed from that internal talent roster list as of earlier this week, so Vince is seemingly gone from WWE for real and won't be running things from the shadows, which means some real changes clearly on the horizon for WWE, which is certainly good news for wrestling fans, who have been demanding change for quite some time now. With Triple H taking charge of creative for WWE after Vince retired, this big change is certainly going to be benefiting some previously underutilized or mistreated WWE superstars, namely some of the top talent from NXT, who were far from being utilized to their fullest potential while Vince McMahon was in charge. And at the top of that list would definitely have to be Tommaso Ciampa, who has already been positioned for a push on Monday Night Raw after Triple H took over creative, which is definitely something that does excite many fans, who felt Ciampa was deserving of a whole lot more than he was given recently on the main roster. Ciampa is next in line for the United States Championship, and perhaps WWE are planning a US title run in Tommaso Ciampa's near future, which would be intriguing to say the least. Now, in a recent interview, Ciampa talked about some of the current WWE superstars he wants to feud with, as well as his goals for the main roster of WWE, and here's what he had to say. Quote, "I want to do every pay-per-view. I want to win every title. There's a plethora of guys I want to have programs with, not just matches, like programs. AJ Styles and Finn Balor, and Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. Man, I've been on the road with Seth and it's just like, geez, he's good. He gets it. He's good. Randy Orton when he's all healthy and stuff and gets back." Now clearly Ciampa has big goals in mind during this run on the main roster, and in all honesty, had Vince McMahon still been running things, it's doubtful any of these feuds would really be possible, as Vince did not really see much value or potential in Ciampa. But that's far from being the case for Triple H, who has always been a huge supporter of Ciampa, and again a big push is seemingly in the cards for Tommaso Ciampa moving forward in 2022, which is certainly awesome. Now, by the time you're watching this video, you may have already seen tonight's SmackDown episode, and if so, hopefully it was a must-see, memorable show, because tonight's August 5th Friday Night SmackDown episode is going to be the first one, with Triple H leading things behind the scenes in creative. And the big talking point going into SmackDown tonight is that we could be witnessing the returns of Sasha Banks and Naomi, which has been heavily speculated online going into the show. If Sasha Banks and Naomi are in fact on their way back to WWE, it's doubtful there would be any more of a fitting stage to come back than the first SmackDown episode being booked by Triple H. And this does seem quite possible with all the recent news and rumors that both Sasha Banks and Naomi had come to an agreement recently to return to WWE television, and that they could have been back as early as August 1st, which would have been this week's Monday Night Raw episode. And in all honesty, having Sasha Banks and Naomi return on SmackDown would make more sense. However, even if the speculation and rumors don't come true about Sasha Banks and Naomi returning to WWE on tonight's August 5th SmackDown episode, firstly, it seems like it is only a matter of time before the two return to WWE. And secondly, we're likely still going to be getting a much improved SmackDown episode tonight with Triple H running things in creative. But if Sasha Banks and Naomi were to come back, which they hopefully will have by the time you're watching this video, that would certainly be an awesome start to the new SmackDown run by Triple H. Now, Ronda Rousey was suspended indefinitely from WWE following the SummerSlam 2022 Premium Live event, and while some fans are anticipating Ronda Rousey's comeback to WWE soon, according to a new behind-the-scenes rumor, Ronda Rousey is likely done in WWE, and has fulfilled her contractual obligations for WWE during her latest run, and has no more appearances left on her current WWE deal, with the company seemingly choosing not to re-sign Ronda Rousey for the time being, effectively meaning that Ronda Rousey could be released from WWE following SummerSlam 2022. Of course, there's a good chance that Ronda Rousey is simply wanting to take a bit of a break from the ring after having quite a busy 2022 in WWE, making it not so shocking that she is rumored to no longer be under contract with the company. But WWE are reportedly well aware that Ronda Rousey is a huge draw for the company. and that she will likely be signed again in the future, likely towards the beginning of 2023. But for the time being, Ronda Rousey is gone from WWE, and won't be back for a while if these new rumors are true, and Liv Morgan will continue her reign as the SmackDown Women's Champion in Ronda Rousey's absence. Despite the fact that Jon Moxley's AEW contract should be expiring any month now, there has been no concrete news or information on whether or not Jon Moxley, formerly known as Dean Ambrose in WWE, has re-signed with the company or not, which has not surprisingly led there to be a ton of rumors and speculation teasing Jon Moxley or Dean Ambrose's return to WWE. While Jon Moxley has made it clear in past interviews that he would not flat out turn down a WWE return offer because of how lucrative it can be, but that he was content in All Elite Wrestling, mainly because he was fully aware of the WWE's issues with booking, etc., with Vince McMahon in charge, which was really one of the main reasons Dean Ambrose left the WWE in the first place a few years ago to join AEW. However, there have still been rumors of Jon Moxley possibly choosing to return to WWE instead of signing a new contract with AEW, and those rumors were circulating at a time when McMahon was still in charge, which is not the case anymore. Things can change extremely quickly in wrestling, and Triple H is now running things from a creative standpoint in WWE after Vince retired, and according to a new leaked backstage report, Jon Moxley is a lot more likely to be considering a WWE return now that Vince McMahon has stepped down, with Moxley likely to get great booking and a lot of money as well. WWE could certainly utilize a big name like Dean Ambrose back in the company, and with Triple H now running things, that possibility of a big return for Ambrose is reportedly quite good at this point. Speaking of Triple H possibly bringing back a big ex-WWE superstar like Jon Moxley, according to new backstage rumors, another former WWE star could be returning in the very near future. There is news going around right now that WWE are reportedly wanting to bring back Karrion Kross to the company, with it being stated that Karrion's name has actually been discussed backstage in WWE as a talent the company are wanting to have return in the near future. Now it is unknown how far along things are when it comes to Karrion Kross returning to WWE, but clearly there is big interest in Kross coming back, and there's no doubt Triple H is mainly responsible for that being the case, as he always saw big main event potential in Karrion Kross and was extremely disappointed with the way he fared in WWE on the main roster with Vince McMahon running things, and perhaps a second chance for Karrion Kross is in the cards very soon.